Professor Ray and uh, GTA Sacchini. This is a demo for my security tool, and I have chosen PwnXSS. It is a cross-site scripting vulnerability scanner. Uh, it's a very powerful one, as you can see. It says right here. Here's the logo for PwnXSS. Here are the contributors, the creators most likely. So let's get started. So here's the installation process right here. We've got to install Beautiful Soup, which is a web scraping Python library. It extracts XML and HTML data from websites, and the cool thing is that it extracts it and then it implements it as a string, so you can just manipulate it any which way you want, and it's very helpful. I have used Beautiful Soup in the past to extract stock market data, and from experience, I can say that it is one of the more helpful tools out there for web development. Um, anyway, so you got to install Beautiful Soup, and then you have to install requests, which includes things like post and get request forms. Very helpful for cross-scripting analysis. As you can see, it does require Python 3.7, and just a note, this entire tool is written in Python. After you get the proper requirements installed, then it's time to execute some important commands. You just got to clone this directory or this repository into your current directory so you can access the tool. Then you got to chmod it properly, and then just got to cd into it, and then run this very useful help command, which gives you some very nice things to run. So here's a cool little logo that it contains, and then here's some cool options, or not cool options. Here's some very useful options that we can use in our demo later on. Alright, let's move on. So here's the basic usage. All you really have to do is run this command with any particular website that you would like to get scanned for this XSS vulnerabilities. The cool thing about this security tool is that it provides a demo website for you to test on, and they have purposely programmed that website in a way to contain XSS vulnerabilities, so you can just see how the tool works, which I think is very helpful. We can take a look at that demo website really quick. Here it is. So you can see it's not very user friendly. It does only take up half the page, but it's alright. We can still work with it. It's very nice of them to provide this for us. Anyways, let's move on from that. Okay, well let's execute this and see how this thing works. Can run it. Alright, as you can see, it's running, and it usually does take a minute. So as that is going on, as that is moving, we can talk about its features. Alright, so this security tool does implement a website crawler. And what this crawler does is that it finds locations where user input is requested and pastes into those user input locations possible cross-scripting attacks, hacks, commands, whatever, into those user inputs. I can show you some of the examples, or I can show you exactly what commands are placed into those user inputs. This file core.py provides some for us. What it does, it does execute script commands or script HTML tags within the user input to see if it produces any sort of thing like possible alerts or prompts or console.logs. As you can see, each one is written in a particular way. These escape characters are used very wisely. Sometimes it doesn't even contain any. But yeah, each line varies very differently. It tests all possible ways to write this particular command. And then as you can see, it does get a random. It gets a random element from this function array for each command, possible command. It prompts you. It either uses an alert. An alert kind of just pops up a little pop-up right here whenever you insert the command to the user input and hit search. And then the console.log, as we all know, it's from the security tools right here, developer tools, console.log, right there. It produces any output right here. So yeah, those are the cross-scripting attack commands used by this security tool. And it does use Beautiful Soup. We've confirmed that it does. Once again, it just extracts HTML and XML data and manipulates it in particular ways, and then sends it as a post request once it's complete. Once it contains the possible vulnerabilities code, it sends it as a post request. It also issues get commands on particular URLs, and it also logs information for you for the user to read and get a better understanding of what's going on in their website. And overall, it is a pretty simple, easy program to read. You can have I have a very good understanding of what's going on, and it's very well written. It's easy to read, easy to understand what's going on, and we can move on from this. Here's the code for the web crawler. It also uses Beautiful Soup, and we can move on. Yeah, alright, cool. So let's move on with the main features. So as we discussed before, it does contain a web crawler. It uses post and get forms. It does have many customized settings. It does contain advanced error handling, and it does contain a multi-processing support. And here's a quick little screenshot of the help thing. And yeah, let's look at the output real quick. Alright, so here we go. I think I have two windows open. Let's exit this one. I had that one just as backup in case this didn't output correctly, because it hasn't in the past. I was having some issues with connections prior, but now it's working correctly. So let's start from the beginning. Alright, so as you can see, it contains critical, info, and warning. Critical means that the security tool has found an XSS vulnerability and we must fix it. It is critical that we fix it so we don't experience any hacking. And then there's some warnings that could possibly contain some XSS vulnerabilities, so it's good that we check up on it. And then the info just gives us some information of the type of commands that were executed to produce either critical or warning tags. Okay, so let's just start with this first one. Let's copy it, open URL. Alright. So you can see it didn't display anything, which means that we've got to post some data. So we just copy this, paste, go. See? Here's the alert that it produces. Let's look at the command real quick. So it prompts us with this. And the user should never be allowed to make the website do something it's not supposed to. Yeah, this is not allowed. This is an obvious cross-scripting vulnerability that we have just found. And this is supposed to be here, so we can just type in hi, and it is supposed to be right there. So let's move on. Let's check out another post request. This time it's a console.log. Wait, I messed up. Developer tools, console.log. There we go. See? It does prompt us with the division of 5,000 divided by 3,000. It does equal 1.667. So we shouldn't even be allowed from user input to display something in the console. That's another vulnerability. Vulnerability confirmation that this does not work. Alright, I think this one's similar to the one prior. Let's check out this GET request. Let's see what that does. Alright, so it prompts us again with the same number. Let's see if we change it. Let's see, 1.25 console.log, and then we can also put hello. Oof, I think I have to put in quotes. Hello. See? I shouldn't be allowed to do that. I should not be allowed to output any sort of input from a URL into the console. And also this right here, error. This should not even display at all. We should be handling exceptions correctly. This is an obvious, horrible, and very dangerous vulnerability committed by the programmer, and this definitely needs to be fixed. It is definitely a critical issue. Alright, let's move on. This one seems to be similar to the one prior, so we'll skip it. Same with that one. Same with that one. Alright, we've looked at that one before too. Like we looked at earlier, some of these commands differ very slightly, so a lot of these are similar because of that reason. We're just testing the corner cases, making sure that nothing gets by, and that's why a lot of this payload looks the same, but they differ slightly. So we'll just skip the ones that kind of look similar. That one looks similar. Alright, this one's different. Let's take a look. Whoops. Alright, so this kind of just produces an image, I guess. I don't see the obvious vulnerability, but I assume there is something. It says right here, file equals pictures, possible warning. Let's just change the name of the file real quick. Here we go. Look at that image. So I guess this script tag should execute console, but it doesn't. Anyways, how about if we switch it to an alert? Alert 2. Alright, maybe not. Let's continue on. Let's move forward. Looks similar to the ones before. Just trying to find the ones that don't look the same. Pretty sure we've tested this one before, just making sure. Alright, cool, we have. A possible warning at cart.php. Let's see. Alright. Let's see anything in particular there. How about if we type in this console.log? I guess I gotta log in. There doesn't seem to be any input locations here. Alright. I have in the past tested this. So let's do some real quick. Check this out. Boom. About 3 divided by 7. 4 divided by 7. What if we delete that? Just put S. Alright. Seems to me that the vulnerability exists right there. Yep, look at that. Alright, let's continue on. I'm just skipping the ones that I've already gone through. Apologize. It's a little strenuous to find the differences in this payload. How about this new user? Let's see. Alright, I guess we can't do anything there. Connection failed, connection failed. About this. Here's one of the ones. Alright, let's check. Link. Boom. There we go. Console.log. Let's go to it again. Boom. Again. Again. Yep. There we go. How about if we submit? Alright, let's go back. So here we go. We found another one. Another vulnerability. You see how they encoded the backslash? Very, very, very interesting. What if we change this? It breaks it. Oh, wait. Is this not supposed to be here? Hi there. Just playing around with it, seeing what happens. Here we go. So anything you type after the double P gets outputted right here. That should not happen. We should not have control over that. That means we can type in any sort of script in here. Make it do anything we want. But we've got to encode it properly. But if I was a hacker, I would know how to do it. But I'm not a hacker, so I don't. Yeah, it's clearly just from setting this pp equal to a script, we can make the program do what we want. That should not be allowed. That's a clear vulnerability. Okay, well, I think this might have been going for too long now. So I think I'll conclude. Yes, so this security tool I think is extremely useful. The main reasons is that they provide a demo site for you. It's an easy installation process, and the code is very straightforward. It's simple to read and understand, and get a good grasp on things. You know, it's when you are being introduced to something new, it's good to keep it simple at first to understand how the process works, and then get more complex from there on. So I think this is a valuable security tool as an introduction to finding XSS vulnerabilities. And I found it very useful for me because now I have a better understanding of what's going on, and Now I feel more confident in using a more complex tool because of this nice, easy introduction to uh, the vulnerability scanner tools. Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed this demo, and I hope you maybe use the security tool in your own time. Thank you for watching, Professor Ray and GTA Sacchini. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.